Good morning again. So my name is Eric Norris. I serve as one of the coordinators for the Northeast Ohio region of Ohio College Tech Prep. And I'm joined today with my co-host, Crystal Brisky. She's one of the state support team four um, support agents here. And we're excited about this particular presentation. So we want to welcome you to Promising Practices Share presentation. This will be covering, this is a 10 a.m. session, and we're covering career advising and middle school programming, how to become what you want to be through the E's. It's pretty awesome. And I'm excited to present to you and share and introduce our presenter, Ms. Ruth Ray, out of Warrensville Heights School District. She's a phenomenal advocate for scholars, supporter of CTE, and I'm really excited to hear her presentation. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now and turn it over to Ms. Ruth Ray, and look forward to a great presentation. You're on mute, right, Ruth?
Well, good morning, everybody. How are you? At this time, can you see my screen? Very good. Well, good morning, everybody. I'm so excited to be here and have the opportunity to present and talk about, and I will agree with Ms. Norris, one of my definite passions and an advocate for scholars understanding how to become what they want to be. So my presentation will be Promising Practice of Career Advising and Middle School Programming. I just want to start out a little bit about the vision and the goal here in the Warrensville Heights City School District that led us to really re-imaging and reshaping our programming for career readiness. So in the vision, our scholars, we advised that our scholars would be equipped and had opportunity to make informed decisions. I mean, the goal was that all scholars have that opportunity, and with the great emphasis on increasing their technology skills so that they will be equipped all around. So with that, the E's. I think over the years, we've had the E's, is employment enlistment, education, is enrichment enhancement, but to be able to really expound and on these E's has been very helpful to us in our organizing and being intentional in our programming for our scholars. So the E, engage, explore, experience, and expose. We have taken those and actually put into categories how everybody is having an impact on the different areas of scholars. So as you see here, our guidance counselor team really is integral in helping our scholars to explore. Engaging our administration has given us an opportunity to move forward with this work. Our partners in community, along with our civic engagement, has also allowed us to afford our scholars these experiences. And most importantly, the expose. That's our teachers, our scholars, and our family, so that we can reach our goal of making sure that all our scholars have an opportunity to be to plan for the career in the future they would like. We want to explore three big questions today. Are there, well, in our district, that's what we had to start to do. We started exploring these questions. So are there career and college experience for all scholars pre-K to 12? How are the opportunities enhancing our scholars' experiences? And does the experience align with, most importantly, the expectations of career readiness at each grade level? I haven't talked about it, but as you can see, the continuum that has been presented to us through Ohio Department of Education and Workforce Development for career readiness definitely has been one of our guiding stones. I mean, our guides through this practice. So making sure that scholars have awareness from early as K through 5, but for us, it's pre-K. We host at Early Childhood Center in our district. career exploration at middle school, 6 through 8, not keeping at the expiration, but making sure that there is proper planning once our scholars get to high school. So now we have a plan. Now, how do we engage the plan? What are we going to do? How are we going to make sure these questions are explored, answered, and that we deliver a product to our community and our families through this? So over time, we found that the Warrensville Heights High School scholars lacked interest in what was offered in career tech education in any career awareness. I want to step back a little bit. We in Warrensville Heights City School District are part of a 4-school consortium for career tech education, offering over 26 programs. So by the time our scholars got to high school, you know, we have 500 scholars, maybe 200 10th graders, and not even 10% of them were choosing career tech education. And we clearly began to go through the data and found out there's just truly lack of exposure. They did not know what was available to them. So as you see, this was due to lack of knowledge and exposure. But here at Warrensville Heights City School District, we have been charged from our superintendent, our Board of Education, and our community to step up and challenge, spark interest in scholars and at younger, more impressionable moments in their lives to impact their futures. So engage, the plan. You see 100%. Our superintendent sat down with the entire curriculum team along with our guidance and administration and said, we can't get this unless we have 100% engagement. And I want to start with this 100% engagement because one thing a lot of times we don't realize, like, how do scholars form their life in school and how do they become an individual in school and how do they even, and become an individual, how do they begin to think about their careers? And we learned that having scholars to be involved in extra curriculum was critical. Our district stepped up and allowed our teachers through their union to form any club that they possibly can conceive that a scholar would be interested in. From as far as the Harry Potter Club, all the way up to our tech club, where scholars actually assist with the tech teams in the schools, helping our technology kids. And so any club, they had to have 5 or more scholars with the interest in order to form these clubs. So that started, how do we get them 100% engaged? Because once we know that they're engaged, now we can begin to talk about what they would like to see for their future. So this year we had our first family Tiger Tail Fair. We named it the Tiger Tail Fair due to the fact that that's how a scholar tell or create their tale of high school or their story through what they're engaged in. So that started us. How do we get the 100% engagement? But how do we even know how to get the engagement and what our scholars are even interested in? So we took an integrated approach of the continuum. So now we have 100%. Our goal is to get our scholars engaged 100% in some type of enrichment after school or just their interest period. We looked at this continuum and we thought about how we engaging from each grade level. So we started with career lessons, exposure trips, and in-school experiences as early as pre-K. All through pre-K through 12 with our guidance team. Our guidance teams have 4 meetings a year, district-wide. So all guidance from pre-K all the way through high school sit down in a meeting and begin to build transitions for each grade level. But we found that that was so critical to get them out of their silos, that whatever we're doing in high school, we're doing in high school, whatever we're doing in middle school, but really understanding how everything connects. So now we're in year 2 of our guidance meetings, and now guidance teams come and they are able to share, coordinate, and even put together a vertical planning in these areas of classroom lessons, exposure trips, and school experiences. For our teachers and staff, we have at the high school level kind of put a flip on our freshman seminar. We've named it our college and career writing course. So at the time, that is where we bring in our speakers. We are partners with Greater Cleveland Career Consortium. We have a program that we bring in there. And then we do our career technical education foundation courses. So our scholars can understand what our school is offering, what they have as early as 9th grade. And then our community and our civic engagement is our career leadership with our ESCs, with our GCCs, Magnet, and then another program called our Speaker Series, which we coined and named our Future Fridays. Continue to engage the plan. So Warrensville High School implemented and maintained high school career tech education through its partnerships within the consortium. I spoke about it briefly. And with that partnership, we're able to not only we personally at our building offer 4 programs: fire tech, EMT, graphic arts, culinary arts, and biomedical. But now being a part of the consortium, we're able to offer 26 pathways to our high school, to our students at the high school level because of the consortium and the partnership we have there. So it's really critical that everything does not come down to all of our scholars being in career tech education, but it's definitely one of our avenues that we have used to stretch the exposure down all the way into our earlier grades. So with that being said, we started with our career tech education. We sat down as a team in using the following practices and the principles that our college prep and is offering us. How do we expose different career pathways for younger scholars? How they can learn initiatives and develop confidence in their abilities. We developed what was called a TRACS worksheet. In that TRACS worksheet, our guidance team, I'm just going to flip, I think it'll change. Can you guys see the actual worksheet? It did change? Oh, great.
Yes.
So with this, once again, went to our goal to provide a framework to ensure that all our scholars are exposed college and career opportunities. So we had all our administration and all our guidance teams sit down and talk about what are you doing at each grade level when it comes to college and career readiness, and what resources are you doing, and what activities is happening. So each school was charged with this with this task of gathering all of that information so that we can really see where our gaps are at, what was happening, what is and what isn't happening. So after all of those worksheets were completed, all of the team came together, we were able to now develop our district-wide career readiness plan. So this district-wide readiness plan, and we simply took the continuum from ODEW and broke it down under career readiness, career exposure, and planning and decision making, and broke it down by each school of what they were doing, what they were offering, and what type of exposure and experiences that our scholars were, and how they were receiving it. I'm gonna step back just for a second and talk about where we really found where we were broken at. Our scholars would leave elementary with somewhat of a career day. They have a career day in May. Hey, we checked that off the box. They know all about careers. Then our scholars got to high school, and it was just really, to middle school. And we really had a team at the middle school who's been there for quite a few years, who inundated the scholars, especially his 6th grade, with college tours, career experiences, out of school experience. They were just saturated in middle school. All great opportunities, all great things was happening. When our scholars left middle school and got to 9th grade, there was nothing. It was like they started all over again, and it didn't transition over to high school as we needed it to. That's what was happening. That's why, at graduation, we had 10% of class going to college, 90% of the class, thank you, that they're graduating. I'm just not making firm decisions, but they're graduating, but not with a plan. So we went to our superintendent and we asked if we can have what is called transition guidance. So in our elementary building, we have a guidance team who just strictly is social emotional learning. So she's taking our scholars from 5th grade over into the middle school. And this is year 1. And in year 1, our transition guidance counselor goes over, and we still mentors talk with the scholars, and she have them in different social emotional groups. Two of the groups that come to mind is our Kings on a Mission, our Queens on a Mission. Still giving them opportunities to be able to really talk about and give them career, I mean, not so much career, give them leadership opportunities to really help them navigate this transition from elementary into middle school. Then at the high school, middle school to high school, we have a transitions counselor, 8th to 9th grade, who specifically talk to our transition our ninth graders into career conversations. We have that freshman seminar, spending time in that freshman seminar classes, still leading the work and giving the scholars these opportunities for exposure, hands-on opportunities, college visits. So those two individuals this year alone has made a great impact. And I'm gonna speak to our ninth grade alone. At the beginning of last year, semester one, 60% of our ninth graders had already failed courses. This year, we're down to 30%, just to the fact that they have had somebody to really help them navigate and guide them through this transition period. So I just went back to that because we wanted to figure out how do we take all of this greatness that's happening in middle school and transition it into high school through graduation. So those two transition counselors were already our counselors, but their positions changed somewhat in order to fill those gaps. So are we back on the screen that says enhance? Okay, great. So preparation for future success. Our career and networking days now happens at our pre-K, elementary, and our middle school building with more intentions and more continuity, because our guidance team, they're planning together, they're talking together, they're, you know, if I have the fire truck at the elementary, I'm going to have an actual firefighter come into the classroom at the middle school. And then at the high school, our fire tech team, students will be able to go in and begin to even see and touch and feel and learn what they're doing there. So that has really enhanced that area. And then here in our area of career tech education, we, for 3 years now, actually 4 years now, during the month of Career Tech Awareness Month, we do what's called Career Tech Tours. So those tours go down into our high school career tech courses, go down into our elementary building and give our students a day of hands-on. Then they go into the middle school, grade 6 and 7, do a hands-on day there. And then our 8th graders come to the high school to have what's called a hands-on day and actually rotate in and out of classes, all led by our students in our career tech program. As we continue to enhance, as you can see, our freshman seminar class offers college and career writing and career tech education opportunities. GCCC comes into us on Fridays. And we've coined, like I said, we've coined out Fridays, Future Fridays, and our students are engaged in an online platform. We still use Naviance in our district, grade 6 all the way through high school, where students are able to take an entrance exam to begin to learn about their interests and their careers. Now more intentionally using that information and that data to bring in speakers around those areas, but yet still pushing those untouched areas in STEM education, engineering and mathematics, so that they can get a full spectrum, but keeping it heavy on their interest, where is that? But what we did find over the years now that pushing and kind of keeping it open so students can see all of the things and have as many experiences as possible, we're seeing a shift in interest and even acts in the coursework. Why don't we offer an AP biology class, or I would like to take an engineering class at my CCP class. So how do I prepare to pass the math? So those are the conversations, the shifts that we are seeing that's happening with our scholars as they prepare and begin to own their future. And quickly, our speaker series, bring in the different speakers to talk to the students. After each speaker, each day a survey is completed, a thank you letter is sent to the speakers, and we take that data to continue to see, do we bring in more speakers on this area? Do we, decrease this area? But we're always collecting data to really hone in on the interests of our scholars, give them the best opportunity. And then now, even grant writing. This year, for the first time, we will have career lessons taught to our ECC, that's Early Childhood Centers, by our high school. We wrote a grant through the TAIL for exposure to STEM careers at the middle school in the early grades. And we have our high schoolers develop the lessons, and they'll go on and teach those lessons to the scholars. So here, we began to talk about how do we hone in and how do we get to talk about the actual E for me. Everybody's familiar with the education, enlistment, and employment. So earlier on, we, as I just talked about, exposing our younger scholars to careers, earliest pre-K all the way through middle school. Once they get to high school, really honing in and have an opportunity to we do what is called we do a career day, E for me day with our juniors. And at that time, our juniors are able to say, okay, I'm a junior, I'm about to graduate. I want to go to college. I want to go to military. I think I'm straight into employment. So what has happened is that our actual HR comes down and set up, they do a introduction, introduction presentation to all of our juniors that talks about how to prepare your resume, social skills, soft skills, everything needed. So they take an overall approach and give that information. Then they do a break off, and those students that I want to go right into employment, they do mock interviews. They help them really get their resume all the way together. I'm really intentional on that day. We bring in our enlistments, everybody who has already decided that they want to go into the military. Not our armed forces come in and sit down and work with them on that day. And then our college now do a session, multiple sessions with those who's going to college, and sessions that range from freshman year, how to live in a dorm, to financial aid, continuing to write and apply for scholarships. So that day is, really intentional with our 11th graders, so that they can really begin to think about, everything that they have now invested. Now they've had all this experience. I know I want to be a lawyer. I know I want to be an entrepreneur. I know that the military is for me. Now this is that touch that says, okay, now how do I make this a reality? And that's our E for me. Along with our after E for me, as I briefly talked about, our exposure and our career college readiness day, the month of February going down. These links right here, prior to the students seeing the CTE tours, they are shown videos of each one of the programs that we offer, and then they take a survey of which one they will have the most interest in to prepare them before they walk into the tour, so they can say, okay, the fire was me. I want to know more about culinary. And then this CTE responses, we've been gathering them since 2022. And what we found was, I'm excited to share this, by sharing this data since then. Screen a little smaller. Here we go. What I want to share, and my computer now has decided to go to sleep a little bit. But what I wanted to share is that the data from 2022 to now, 2022, that was our class of 2026. The class of 2026 is our rising 11th graders. This year, when it was time for them to sign up, here we go. So in 2022, we had, I believe, 46 scholars do a survey after the CT tours, and they were 8th graders at this point. So out of those 46 scholars, 17 of them this year, who's now 10th graders, actually stuck with it, chose a career tech pathway. And actually, the one in the yellow one, too, they actually stayed the course. In 8th grade, they wanted EMT. Now in 10th grade, they're signing up for EMT. And this information was really critical and important because it just shows that that exposure, those opportunities, really help keep them to course in their career choices. So 17 out of the 46 scholars, and it's nice to know that we have a class of 150 in our 10th grade class, and know that 50 of those scholars are still with us all the way through. It might be more, but 46 of them from 8th grade to 9th grade stayed the course. And just more information about what our Career Tech Information Month looks like. Our graphic teams come in. I'm doing hands-on. Our culinary team does a piping lesson with the students. That is always great because they get to eat the icing and take the cookies. But this year, the 8th graders came over, baked the cookies, made the icings. I mean, just every year they do something even more exciting. Putting on the suit for the younger scholars, and then our biomed team. No matter what, they scream when they see the sheep brain, but by time it's time to leave the table, we like pulling them away. Let's get to the next one. Oh, we want to touch more the cow eyes. We want to see more. So really seeing that these opportunities really have an impact that we're hoping for. Here at our middle school, again, I told you, great. This middle school team is amazing, and just really trying to duplicate and spread the wealth at the lower grades and our high school grades and the work that they do. So the Naviance lessons take place every Friday in the middle school, and we actually do it through our social study classes. What we found out doing it through the social study classes, there was definitely a direct connect with social and civic engagement. So we even gave the social studies teachers the opportunity to really, I feel like, really shine, this is how we are connected to career. This is how our country was built. This is civic engagement is so important. I mean, just really bringing them in and really another touch with our scholars for career readiness has really helped. So college now come in and do lessons. And then our community partners. We partner with Team NEO, the Northeast Ohio region, Jobs Ohio, all of these different individuals and organizations has come in and had a great impact. And all of these individuals come along with our Mr. Norris with our Career Tech and does our Career Day, which we call it our networking day, where students are actually going around, dressed to impress, shaking hands, having conversations. Right here is just an example of one of our speakers. We had a career speaker come in, Ms. Ebony Hood from Case Western Reserve, and who also served as the director of our NEO STEAM, which Northeast Ohio STEAM ecosystem, came in and spoke to scholars. And I hope the video play because they were in there. Can you hear? So I just wanted to show that because as our career speakers come in, we don't tell them we don't have a like do this and that. Like come in and really share your story, share your career path. And our students have walked away with. We had an accountant who started out. I think they wanted to be like a doctor, but realized like they like numbers, but not numbers on people, but like just sitting down with the numbers. And for them to hear that, it just really gave them an opportunity to say like, okay, my pathway can be different. It is changes, but I have to have the opportunity to explore, have the opportunity to be a part of these experiences. So this is our Future Friday by the numbers. Every time we took surveys, asking our scholars, how do they like the Naviance lessons, the guest speakers. We have an amazing guidance counselor. We make sure that they get some swag. I don't know, I'm wearing one of my shirts now. All of our scholars actually wear this shirt every Friday. It's our Future Friday shirt. Just really bringing it back to what the purpose is, and that's really getting them ready for their future. So our career tech education by the numbers, I just shared some of that data. But here, having the scholars do that survey prior to going into the tours, giving them an opportunity to see, are you interested in engineering, education, all of those different areas. Our graphic arts, our graphic arts program, probably about 4 years ago, was almost done. It was like, we may have to close this program. Now doing our graphic arts program now has 15 seated and 15 on the waiting list. So we're really just excited about seeing how these opportunities are really having an impact on our students being able to make more attention on conscious choices about their career. And here, another opportunity, as I briefly spoke about, our high schoolers going in to deliver these lessons. We'll be using, this is a curriculum that we'll be using with our Early Childhood Center next May during our career month. And they'll go in, they'll teach these lessons to the students. The students have an opportunity to take the books home with them, but this is our pre-K through 3 who will have this opportunities. And then our 8th graders would do the career exposure. And these lessons are all around STEM careers, STEM and STEAM careers, which, as we know and as we learn, that's everything. It covers the gamut. It covers the gamut. So excited to have that, to do that. And then ultimately, the goal is to get our scholars to graduation. To get them to graduation, and not only get them to graduation, is to get them to graduation with a clear plan for their next 4 to 5 years. So that once they hit that 4 to 5 years, they can begin to build on the next 4 to 5 years, but ultimately landing them in a career of their choice, and a career that shows their passion, and most importantly, well-informed decision. So what we do is each May we have our college career commitment day, where our students make the choice. They stand up, and we do it for the entire graduating class. Each one of them receive their a little placard. If they're going to the college, it has a college that they've chosen. If they're going into the military, the branch, or if they're going right into career. My one scholar was like, Ms. Ray, believe it or not, I've been working at Burger King's for 4 years. I'm up for a manager position. So helping them understand like how, okay, I'm not going off into college, but I am going right into things. But also along this journey, helping our scholars understand one most important thing, like education is always going to be a part of this career journey. You will always, once you get into your career, you have what's called professional development. Once you walk into a job, you always have job training. You have to learn about the newest equipment, the newest formats. You will always be learning. So not making it always, you have to go to college, but helping them understand education and career is a marriage. They always go together. You won't get away from either one of them. But that's our goal. So on this signing day, when they make their commitment to their next 4 to 5 years, that they can really be prepared and ready to go. So that's our college and career signing day. We invite our families out. Families come with matching college shirts. Families come with, military uncles or aunts. They've been supportive. And then we even had some of our students who, I want to invite my boss. Tell them, come. Let's, really get an opportunity to celebrate them and get them out the door and ready for what's next in their journey. And at this time, if anybody had any questions, I'm open. And thank you for listening.
Well, I'll jump in there really quick. Kind of a question and a round of applause. I mean, Ruth, of course I'm biased because Warrensville Heights City School District is actually one of the districts I serve in Tech Prep. And I'm just really proud of the work they're doing in this area. Like I said before, Ms. Ruth Ray is an advocate for scholars, education, and they're doing a phenomenal job. And the question I had is, what is the students' feedback on just the experience that they're going through and what they're learning and just being exposed to these different fields and experiences in general?
So I want to talk to the signing day. I'm gonna speak to that first because when we first did it, it was like, oh, okay, it was okay. Like we have juniors now, like Ms. Ray, we ready to decorate our table. Like there now that's the buzz. But when it comes to the CTE tours, it has been, so we have them do the video, we have them do the survey, but now you walk through the building and saying, when the firefighter's coming back, so the students, like the buzz is there, is there now. The conversations are shifting, even with so much the students, but even with our teachers, getting them out of their silos, pushing those conversations with the students. And now the students are really, and I'm gonna really say around our now 10th graders, who have had an opportunity for the past 3 years to have something, actually 4 years for them, to have something kind of consistent and intentional. So in the surveys, we even see shifts because now they have the information. Oh, this year, we bake cookies, but can culinary do something else? So bringing our culinary team out to our STEAM fairs and our different events, just continue to expose them. But when you ask what is the students' response, our surveys show that they are answering the surveys. They are asking more about careers, but now the buzz and the conversation that's amongst them and how they're engaging adults has definitely happening.
Excellent, that's awesome. And we had a question in the chat for you as well. I'm not sure, Emily, did you want to unmute or did you want me to ask a question for you? Okay. All right, I'll
Oh,
ask.
wow. Yeah.
So the question Emily had was it difficult to get buy-in from the whole staff?
I'm gonna be 100% transparent. Yes, it's always difficult when the staff believes that it's something else they have to do. So that was in the beginning, like, oh, now here's something else that we have to do. Here's something else that we have to do. But one of the things that has helped us over the past 2 years is having our administration and our guidance team work more together, because now it's not coming from, now this is a district incentive. Now this is school level. Now they have a person in the building that they can touch, feel, talk. And I want to come back to this. That integrated approach of the continuum has really helped us with bringing the staff along and helping them understand that it's not something else they can do. And actually, I wrote in my notes because I wanted to share this. As we have been choosing curriculum over the past couple of years, we've been intentional in looking at the curriculum where it is exposure to STEAM or STEM careers, or there's a career component in the different curriculums, in our ELA's curriculum, in our science curriculum, even in our math curriculum. So that has really, helped when it comes to it's not just career day. It is now true career awareness and exposure. And I hope that answers the question. So bringing administration on and having that guidance team has really helped with bringing the staff into the fold about this true approach to career readiness, this integrated approach to career readiness.
Awesome, thank you, Ruth.
Can I ask a question about kind of how you do some of the data tracking? Partly, how do you get an experience that the students had in 5th grade? How do you get them to connect that ties into what they're doing in 6th and 7th grade? that ties into 9th and 10th grade? And then how is that communicated with the different buildings and different staff as children age up?
So great question. Again, figured it out. That having our guidance team as a part of this. One of the things that and I have to, I'm gonna say this little part because one of the things we charged our guidance teams with and having them to really embody, you're not a schedule changer, you're a life changer. So they took that and they absolutely ran with it. So when we collect the different data, all the different surveys, when we have the guidance meetings this 4 times a year, we go back to that data, and then the guidance team who is servicing at our elementary building, they're able to integrate in their lessons that they're doing, but also when we have a STEAM education component to our curriculum in the Warrensville Heights City School District. So when we have those fairs and those platforms, we're really tying it all together to help the students really understand, what's next. And not making it a one-time experience. So we have a lot of one-offs, and that's what the collection of all the data did for us. Okay, one-off to a college, one-off to this, but really bringing in those future Fridays, helping with February's coming is now CTE month. It's the tours. May's coming. It's now Career Awareness Month. So having those consistent experiences is helping our scholars really make the connections. We're also offering other opportunities such as STEAM ambassadors, students to become school level ambassadors. So now the conversation is fifth graders are ambassadors, and they can go out and do this. So in 4th grade, so when I get to 5th grade, I can be an ambassador, and it's about the careers and X, Y, and Z. And another part I want to share is that when we take our students to these leadership points, we do training with our students. We help them understand what STEM is and what's expected of them when they're doing when they're being Kings on a Mission, Queens on a Mission, school level ambassadors, even our CTAG program, having and training our students and helping them understand what's happening that way. So just to go back to the original question, our guidance team and with the data and with the lessons that they're delivering in the classroom and how they're engaging the teachers from pre-K all the way through 12th grade has been helpful. And when we get to high school, that's that 9th grade piece now that's been saturated with our transition guidance counselor who also works directly with the teacher in other career tech and career opportunities.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Excellent. Any more questions for Ruth?
Great. I will upload this, and I've left all my information on there and connections to our website, to our Instagram, to our Twitter. If you're interested in following and seeing more of what and how we're doing career advising in our school and even in our middle school. I want to thank everybody for the opportunity. Thank you, Eric.
Absolutely. I'm going to share my screen for a final wrap up. All right. So again, I just want to thank one, Ruth, for giving an awesome presentation, amazing, just inspiring the work you're doing out there. Again, like I said, being biased, I'm really proud of you and the team out there at Warrensville. So as we wrap up, again, thank you for attending this session. I think it's been awesome. There's a couple things here. We would love to have your feedback. So if you want to take a moment to access that QR code for feedback, please do so. And if you want a certificate from attending the session, feel free to access that QR code as well. So I'll leave it there for a couple moments here. I think it is available also in the Google link as well, but definitely want to take a moment to capture those. Please go forward and do that. And then as always, The Google site is available to you to access all these presentations. Again, Ruth's presentation and the rest of them from today and past sessions as well. Again, the QR code there and also the site is there as well. So again, thank you for attending. Have an amazing rest of your day and jump into those other sessions. I have a lot going on for you today, okay? Again, thank you for your time. You have a great day now.
Thank you.